Hi, I'm Maggie from maggiescrochet.com, and I'm going to introduce 3 St. Patrick's Day projects for you. One is the green hat, I guess it's the leprechaun hat, and this is to cover your extra roll of toilet paper in your bathroom. And the skill is easy, and you just start from the center top and work out, and then you go even on the sides, and then you increase on the outside and make the rim, and then you just cut out felt here and glue it to that. And then the next project is this little shamrock here. And for this, I used Eversoft yarn in lime, and then the white, of course. And then for this one, there's actually a yarn in Premier's Everyday Yarn that's called Shamrock. So very fitting for that. And I'm half Irish, and so I thought this would be a lot of fun to do these little St. Patrick's Day project. And the last project that I have to tell you about was made by my camera person sitting right here. And he made this for his wife. He arm knitted it. And he used the Starry Night in, do you remember what color this is? Emerald green. And then Starbella Luxe in this white with the gold. So I don't have my glasses on right now, but it's white something. Anyway, so he combined these two and he arm knitted it, so I'm going to do a separate video for that. So all 3 of these videos, if you're watching either any of them, the links to all of them will be below. And let's get started on a close-up lesson. Here's a close-up of the shamrock that I'm going to show you how to make. And if you look really close at it, it starts out with round 1, and there's 3 groups of 3 double crochets, and then right above the stem there's 1 double crochet by itself. And then in the center double crochet on round 2, you're going to work these big shells like this, and then on each of the 3 double crochet groups are these big shells. That creates the petals of the shamrock. And then when you get down here, you work the stem. And then you come back with the white. And for this project, I'm going to use a size H crochet hook. And I'm using Premier's Eversoft lime color. And then I'm going to use the white. So to get started, I've got a long end on my starting chain. I made a slip knot and I chained 4. And then it says to join with a slip stitch in the first chain to form a ring. So you go like this, and then you slip stitch over here like that. So now I have a ring, and I usually put my finger like through the center of the ring like this. And then I'm going to also work over the end of my starting chain for all the stitches of round 1. They'll be worked over this end and into the center of the ring. So now you just chain 1 and you work 3 double crochets into the center of the ring. 1, 2, and 3. And you'll notice I'm working over that end. And I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to work 3 double crochets into the ring. And then I'm going to chain 2. And again, 3 double crochets into the ring. Like that. And then I'm going to chain 2. And then I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the ring like that. Now I'm going to join this round with a half double crochet into the first double crochet. So to do that, I just go yarn over, I insert my hook in the first double crochet stitch, I yarn over, and then I yarn over and bring through all 3 loops, and that's joining with a half double crochet, and that forms the last loop right here. So now in round 2, I'm going to work a double, 3 treble, a double, a slip stitch, a chain 1, a double, 3 treble, and a double in the center chain, in the center double crochet of the 3 double crochet group. So now I'm going to do a double, And then I'm going to do 3 trebles. There's the 3 trebles. And then I'm going to work a double. And then I'm going to work a slip stitch. And then I'm going to work a chain 1. And then I'm going to work a double. And then I'm going to work 3 trebles. Then I'm going to work a double, just like that, so it's like a heart shape. And that's all in the center double crochet of the next 3 double crochet group. Then I'm going to slip stitch in the next chain 2 space, which is right here. And then I'm going to repeat this again in the next center double crochet. So I'm going to do a double, 3 treble, a double, a slip stitch, a chain 1, a double, 3 treble, a double, and that's the second one. So now I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space. It's kind of looking like a flower right now. It would be a cute flower actually. And now I'm going to work the same set of stitches in the center double crochet of the next 3 double crochet group. So it's a double, three trebles, so I've got 1 treble, 2, 3, and then a double, and then a slip stitch, chain 1, double, 3 trebles, a double. Okay, and there's my 3rd petal, and then I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space just like that. So this is the equivalent of this right here. And now I'm going to 3 times slip stitch in next double crochet, chain 1, and 3 times, and then slip stitch in next double crochet. Okay, so I slip stitch in the chain 2 space, and now it says to slip stitch in the double crochet, so I'm going to do that. And then it says to chain 1 and work 3 half double crochets in the same double crochet. So right there, this is the start of my stem. So 1, 2, and 3, just like that. And then it says do not join, and work continues in rows. And now it says to chain 1 turn and half double crochet in each stitch. So just chain 1 and half, and this is for the just 2 rows. Okay, chain 1 turn, and you see how it's creating the stem. And then just half in each stitch, and that's it for the shamrock part. There, it's done. So I'm going to chain one. I'm going to tighten the back of that, and then I'm going to cut. I always cut back here. I leave a long end because I sew my ends in like that. And now, since I worked over the end of my starting chain, I can go to the back here, and before I sew my end in, I can pull this and almost close up that hole in the middle. So I just think it makes your work look better. So now to do the white round, all you do, it says with right side facing, join white with a slip stitch to mark chain 2 space, which I didn't pay attention to. It was join with a half double crochet to the, so it was actually in the chain 2 space that we did a half double crochet joining to make that loop. So this is like right here next to the, on this side of the stem, and I've got the right side of the shamrock facing me. So it says to join with a slip stitch. So to do that, I insert my hook from front to back like this. I pick up my slip knot like this and I bring it forward, and then I just chain 1, and that's equivalent to a slip stitch. So now it says 2 single crochets in next 4 stitches. Single crochet in next stitch, slip stitch over next slip stitch between the leaves, and then single crochet in next stitch, 2 single crochet in each of next 4 stitches, and slip stitch over slip stitch in chain 2 space around. Okay, I get that. So now it's 2 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. So 2 in each one. So you'll have 8. Sometimes it helps to go ahead and read the whole thing first and then just start following it, because you kind of get a better idea on what you're supposed to be doing. So now I'm going to slip stitch here. I'm going to work 1 single crochet here. And then it says to work over the slip stitch of the previous round. So I'm just going to go right over it. Here it is right here. And I'm just going to go right into the chain 2 space and work a slip stitch over that. Like that. So that's what that means. And then the next stitch, you want to work 1 single crochet like that. And then the next 4, you want to work 2 in each one. So I started my yarn from the wrong end. So oh, it's funny. Okay, so I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So now I'm just going to do a regular 1 single in the next stitch. Then here's the next slip stitch right here. I'm going to go right over it and work another slip stitch right over that slip stitch like that. And then the next stitch here, I'm going to work 1 single and then 2 in each one of the next 4 stitches. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have double. Looks like I'm missing a stitch in that one. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 2 more singles so I'm even there. And then I'm going to put a single here, and I'm going to slip stitch over the slip stitch, and then across the next petal I'm going to work 1 single right here and 2 in each of the next 4. Then a single in the stitch before the slip stitch right here. Then again, you're going to go right down over the previous round slip stitch and into the chain 2 space of round 1. And then you just work 1 single and then 2 in each of the next 4. I'm trying to get my yarn untangled here. When you're on camera, sometimes you just grab the yarn, and I had it all set up, but I just mistakenly grabbed the wrong strand, and it was the outside strand instead of the inside one I had all prepared. So you see how it's taking shape right now. There's the stem, and here's the cute little petals. And those slip stitches really add a lot because they draw the petals down, and it kind of makes them cup a little bit, so it gives it a 3-dimensional effect. So now I'm on 2 in each one of the next 4. I'm almost done, and I'm still struggling to get my yarn out. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then there's 1 here, and then over the slip stitch again with a slip stitch, and then a single, and 2 doubles. Okay, and a single in the last, I'm on the last petal now, and in the end I'm going to slip stitch over this slip stitch and into the chain 2 space before the petal there from round 1, just like that. And then the petal doesn't get worked, I mean the stem doesn't get worked on, but you could single crochet around the stem if you wanted to, but I think it looks kind of cute without it worked into. So now at this point I'm just going to chain 1. I'm going to tighten up the back like this. I'm going to take my scissors and I cut back here, and then I'm going to pull that strand all the way out, and that locks it. So that's how you crochet the shamrock. Isn't it adorable? I love this. So anyway, that'll get you ready for St. Patrick's Day. So you can use this as like an applique on something, or just like it is as a Friggy, you could put a magnet on the back of it, or you could even do it with a smaller yarn and do like a, they call it like a lapel pin or something like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we're having new videos come out all the time. And I want to thank you very much for watching. Turn back over here, and I'm going to knit off 1 more stitch like this. Put it over here, tighten over the whole strand of yarn, and then pull that strand of yarn all the way through. And then just for extra security,